Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm so excited to finally be able to do this. I have lived in Dubai for a few years now, and because of that I've gotten so many questions from people asking me what it is that they need to come and look for work. Others even have asked me whether or not they should come to Dubai. It's very hard to tell someone what to do, but I feel it's best to give you information so that you can make your own informed decision. Let's do this. So like going to many countries, you will need a visa. If you're interested in looking for a job, we have different types of visas in Dubai. I will only talk about 2 and the 3 months visa. So depending on the time that you're looking or applying for the visa, you may find that the 3 months visa is available or only the 2 months visa is the longest visa available. When I was coming to Dubai, there was no 3 months visa available, so I only had to take the 2 months visa. But this year, I've seen that the 3 months visa is back, and depending on when you will want to come, you'll use what is best and available at that time. I would recommend that you take the 3 months visa because it gives you enough time to apply for a job, and some employers will not process your employment visa as quickly as possible, so the 3 months visa will give you and them an ample time before your visa expires. The 2 months visa can cost between 30,000 to around 37,000 Kenya shillings. That's roughly 300 to 370 US dollars. For the 3 months visa is slightly more expensive, and that is best because in the long run it is going to save you money. Just in case you don't get a job within the 2 months, at least you'll have the extra month to continue planning yourself. 2 months and the 3 months visa, depending on the one that you pick, takes about 3 to 5 working days, and many tours and travel agencies are able to make this visa for you back in Kenya. Let me slightly talk about the third type of visa, which is called the freelance visa. This is for people who want to be self-employed. Let's say you want to come to Dubai and make hair or any other form of self-employment. If you're interested in looking for a job, you may not really require to get one because it's expensive. I think it starts from around 6,000 dirhams and above, and you may need to do it from here. And 2, some employers prefer all their employees to be under the company visa. If you have a choice, please choose a direct flight. Connecting flights are usually cheaper, but if the layover is less than 2 hours, you run the risk of being left by your next flight if your departure was delayed or for some reason the connecting airport is too big or a bit confusing. I cannot begin to explain the kind of anxiety you will get if you feel like you're being left behind by your next flight. If your arrival terminal is in either Abu Dhabi or Sharjah, that means you have to organize for a different means of transport to get to Dubai. So please make sure that if your intention is to come to Dubai, your terminal is also in Dubai. Though not all the time, sometimes you may be asked to provide proof of accommodation. The third thing that I need to talk about is accommodation, and here I got a lot of culture shock. In Dubai, real estate is very expensive, and if your goal is to come here to get a job, you may not be able to get your own apartment or your own studio. If you want to know how bed spaces look like, you can go to TikTok and just search bed spaces Dubai, and you'll have an idea of how they look. In a bed space, you'll only be renting that particular bed. And in many accommodations, they put several beds in one room, so you can either pick the top bed or the lower bed. So the lower beds in many arrangements are usually expensive as compared to the top beds. And depending on the building and the location, you may be charged around 500 to 1,000 dirhams for that bed alone. With this option, you will save a lot of money because after you've paid for that bed, you will not have to pay for water, electricity, internet, and all houses will provide you with a fridge, a cooker, washing machine. Some landlords are so nice, they will give you a nice living room with a TV, or some apartments are big enough to give you a balcony or 2 to hang your clothes and for you to sit and relax when you're back from work. In a bed space also, at first I promise you, you're going to experience a lot of culture shock and a lot of adjustments, but after a while you form friendships with the people that you're living with, and as I mentioned before, you will really save a lot of money. It's one of the cheapest ways of accommodation if you're new or you want to save more. If a bed space is not your style, we have partitions which are a bit more private. So in a partition, you'll have only two beds, or it can be one bed. If it's one bed, it's more expensive. Partitions cost between 1200 dirhams to 2000 dirhams, depending on location, building, and so many other factors. Then above partitions, we have master bedrooms. Master bedrooms, you may only have to share the kitchen and the living room with the other tenants, but you have your own bathroom. They may cost around 2000 to even 3000 dirhams. Last affordable option is a studio. From the name, it's what in Kenya we call bedsitters. Now this one is a self-contained apartment. You can live by yourself or you can live with a friend or two, and for this one it costs around 3000 dirhams and above. The fourth thing that you will need is a metro card. This you can buy at the metro station at the airport when you just arrive. It costs 25 dirhams, and then you can load it up depending on how much you travel. Approximately in a month for a job seeker, I feel like you need around 300 dirhams worth of top up, and this metro card you will use for buses, trains, and even taxis. For upkeep, you will need around 300 dirhams at least, depending on how much you cook or eat in a day. Also note that it is better to convert your money in your country or in Kenya before coming, for it is cheaper that way, so that when you come here you can just have your dirhams, and then when you settle you can go to the stores or the supermarkets to purchase whatever it is that you did not bring with you. Please come with your laptop, as you will really need this for your applications. Make sure you come with a Visa ATM card. As for clothes, you don't need to carry so many clothes, just maybe 2 to 3 official wear, because many jobs in Dubai require people to wear uniforms and clothes are relatively cheaper. Maybe the only thing I've noticed that is a bit more expensive is denim jeans. So you can come with a couple of those, but for official you don't really need so much. If you're from Kenya, I would really recommend that you download the M-Pesa app. This is not sponsored. You will really need it to make your transactions. When you arrive, if your accommodation is a bed space or a partition, I would really recommend that you travel with some light beddings. Not all accommodation will give you beddings to use, and you may be arriving at night and not have enough time to go and shop. But if you feel like it's going to be a lot of luggage for you, you can come early and then, or have someone purchase the beddings for you from within, and then you will have it by the time you're going to bed. Also recommend that you work with some medicine. God forbid you become ill or unwell. Treatment here is very expensive if you're not using insurance, and you cannot purchase prescribed medicine over the counter. Here it's very strict. Last but not least is medicals. So during the process of you acquiring either a freelance or work visa, you have to undergo examination of medical fitness. For this, they will look out for communicable diseases, which if you fail your medicals, you will not be able to acquire a visa. So I would highly recommend that you go online and find out which communicable diseases that are of interest as per the current information before you travel, so that you can know whether or not you're eligible for a visa. Watched up to this point, I kindly request that you subscribe to my channel. Thank you.